Okay, let's begin the lesson for today. So this week we'll be covering a new chapter on file reading and writing. So generally, when we do programming, right, sometimes we handle data. So this data must come from somewhere. It's not possible for us to always, uh, as in collect, ask user to what input the data and process. There are times whereby the data can come from a distance. So that might be the database. So in this chapter, okay, we'll be looking at how we can read data from a file. So like if somebody data so they may have CSV with some data already prepared. So you can write application to actually retrieve this data directly from the file itself. So today we'll be looking at how we can do that in using Python. So Python is actually how you if you are talking about comma separated value, how to split and retrieve it from a file itself. So before we look into the reading or the writing, right, how to process structured data, we must first understand the concept of file paths. So this one should be, you let's say you open up Windows Explorer, okay, you have a what we call a file structure. Okay, so for example, I will have like C drive, and from C drive, if I go to this folder called Node.js, I will have a folder. So this will be my path, okay, C/Node.js. So I go one level down, right? Let's say I go to my first web service, right? This will be the path Node.js/first web service. So this is how, when we code or what we're going to refer to our, we can use code. So this is the absolute path telling me which drive, which directory, which subdirectory, there may be the file itself. So we can have a what we call the absolute path. Okay, so this is what we call the absolute path. Something like that. So this would be C/Python file /subfolder /myfile.txt. This is the of the file itself. So when we want to read a file, we can provide the exact besides the absolute path, right, we also have what we call a relative path. When you refer to a file, right, provide path relative to the so let's say I can pick this up. What is the message? Once if you think about it, right, say I program that I run, right, maybe you design, right? So in my program, because somebody who actually that part, wait, so in that kind of situation, maybe you will use of so we take into that. So if I run this program in C drive or D drive, right, so I take these two parts folder, refer this current dot slash is parent, go one level. So sometimes it might make more sense for you to, just use the relative path. So when somebody use my application, as long as the far that we were to do things relative to the execution point. So we use what we call a relative path. So later I'll show a demo, right, on how you can read from using a basically construct storage chart. So this the data will still be there even after we shut down. Right. Persistent storage, common place is my input. So we look at the database at the near the end of the. So for this hard disk. Okay, so in some secondary storage. So this data, once maybe you enter the data you want into, only you can see it. Okay, so persistent. All right. So this is the preset. First line, read, 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 come on, into a list, and you can look through the list one by one. Okay. So after reading from far, perhaps you want to process the far password. So get CSV. So given a file, so when you read the row, right, then you will see. So like CSV file, right? You have your column 1, column 2, column 3, okay, then maybe some other data. So you can read, right? So when I read, right, let's say you read this into a list, this will be the first item in the list. And you can so maybe you want to cut this to retrieve the first column value, second column. Without reading the CSV alpha line, right? It will. Okay, so we actually split. All right. Okay, then at the end, after you have finished processing the file, what you close it, close it, attempt to write the so after finishing using the file, you basically close it. All right. So these are the key steps lah. So you open, you read, then maybe you process it, then finally you close it. Okay. So we talk about the thing of to read on. So your process of so this is fast. So you have to be in Windows. Right? So relative is okay, relative to the current folder location. Okay. So the mode is read by default. If you never specify the mode of opening, right, so called, it will be read by default. So if it's read only, you want to write. Okay, you can also have other modes like appending mode, which is to add new data to the end of file. So if you use the append mode, you just add open. But you write the not right. Right. You need to know, depends on your objective. Do you want to write or do you want to append? Okay. Then you can use the R plus, right, which means to both read and write. So you can read from file, read from that file. So which mode use essentially. Okay. Any question up to this point? Yeah. Copy, yeah. This one, there's no way now. So let's say you know, yeah. So read line right now. All right. So later I'll do a demo to read, to process the data, and also show you how you can open one file and copy to another file itself. Okay, in a while. Later when I do the demo. All right. So first some more theory. How to read. So I'll show you how you have file. Then you can call this. So talking about read. Yeah, I can call read to read all the text. I call read line to read the next line. Okay, next line. If there are 10 lines, I need to call read line 10 times to get the whole file. Or simply, right, the easiest, right, because we are going to handle SV file, which is so let me show you example. So in my Visual Studio Code, I'm going to create some stuff. Okay, some files. Okay, so I just right click here. I create a new file called maybe demo file.txt. Okay, so I'm going to just create a just a general text file. Later we'll use a CSV. Alright, so within the file itself, this is a text file. I right click new demo file.txt. Okay, just to show you one more time. So I can simply, this is my folder. Okay. Okay, so I just right click new file and enter the name now. So just now I call demo file.txt. Yeah. Okay, so you create demo file.txt inside. Okay, so I'm just going to hard code some data here lah. So this is not a CSV file, just some text lah. Okay, so we just randomly type in some text lah. So down here I will have a text file with 3 lines of text. Right. So I'll just do a demo to read in the data line by line. Then maybe we read first, then after that I'll show you maybe how I can write out to another file. So it's like copying. I can copy data from one file to the other. Right, so this is my demo file.txt, right? So next, right, I can right click on my folder and new a file. So this file I call it read file.py. Okay, so read file.py, which will help me read the demo file.txt. Right, so the first thing we need to do is to actually read in this file. Sorry, Python programming tool. So read file.py. So we're going to do a file equal open. All right. So after I open, I need to supply the file name. So looking at this file, right? Okay, let's try the absolute way. So what is my folder? My folder is actually D drive Python. Okay, this is my folder. So D/Python. Right. So you have depend on your structure. So you will supply your location accordingly. So let's say my one is /demo file.txt. Okay. Okay, so I need a double slash. Escape character. So I need a // /d:// because of the escape character. I'm putting it inside a string. Okay, so I need a double slash here. So this is what I call my absolute path. Okay, so absolute path, I can specify the full path. Okay, D drive Python directory, then finally the file name. Okay. So after I open this file, I can read the contents of this file. So the easiest way for this text file, I can perhaps do a dot read lines. This will get me all the lines of text. Okay, so I'll just do a file dot read lines. Okay, so read lines will read everything at one shot. Okay, read everything at one shot. Read line will read line by line. Okay, so this is easier. I just read everything, then this will be collected in my lines list. Okay, so this one will collect all the lines in my text file, and return you what you call a string list, a list of string. Okay, a list of string. So to handle a list of string, right? Something like this, right? Let's say I print out the value as first. Let's try. Okay. Let's try to run this first and see what we get. Then we can modify or change things if need be. All right. So to run this file, right click, okay, open in terminal. All right. And from there, do a Python read file.ui. Okay, this is what I get. I'll see this is data line, then leave one line, then leave another line. Okay, essentially you'll see there's an extra so-called new line, something to take note. So it will retain the /n, the new line break. So now as I print the original text, which has already a line break, then I print another line break. So that's why you see two lines here. Can we prevent this from happening? Yes, we can process the file using the replace function. So if you think about what is happening in the original file, okay, if you look at the original file, right, it is containing the line itself, then after that a line break. So the line that you read in, right, contains the line itself plus a line. Because at the end of this is data line 1, right, I press so when it reads that particular line, it will also contain the end. Now data line 1, then I press enter. So in the line that I read in, right, it contains the enter. That's why when I print it out, okay, it leaves one line plus leave another line. Okay, because it already contains the new line from the original text. So one way, if I want to take out the new line, later for processing or what, right, we use the replace function. Okay. If I do this now, it will look like this. Okay. You notice there's no extra line already. So what I did is that I replaced the /n is actually a line break, like you press enter like that. So the line that I read in, right, I take out the line break. So it doesn't contain the enter symbol. Okay, /n is actually a line break. Okay, so that's why when I try to print now, right, it doesn't have the extra line. Print, what does print do? You print out the text. Include line break. So this line 5, I'm actually taking out the new line. Okay, so the line break. So I'm actually removing it. So that's one way to do it. So again, okay. If one, I can choose to take out the /n by using dot replace. All right. So this one will show you basically the text that you have. All right. So what if I want to do something else? Let me comment out this. So let's say we talk about copying a file, right? Let's say I want to copy to another location. Right? Yeah. But before that, one more concept to show. Okay. Yeah. One more concept. Okay. Let me leave this first. This is what we call absolute path. Okay. So what if I want to refer to the file using a relative? So when I talk about relative, right, it's relative to the current folder, right? So now I'm in d/Python. So if the demo file.txt is in the same folder, I can leave it as it is like this. Okay. So if I run this, I'll get this is data line 1, data line 2, this is some other data. That's all. Okay, this will work. So it's trying to open a new file in the okay. So I can use this is the way of referring by relative. So it's in the same folder. And same folder. So I can refer to demo file using this way because they are actually in the same folder. You mean using relative? Yes. Let's say I have a subfolder. This one. Okay. So let's say from here, right? Let me show you a few example. Either the parent or the child. Let's look at that. So in my Python folder, let's say I create another folder called data. Okay. So there's a data file here. So when I right click a new file, let me set this as d1.txt. Okay. So I'm gonna write some data demo 123 demo 234. Okay, let's write something here. So relative, right? I want to refer to this location. I can use dot slash data slash d1.txt, right? Okay, d1.txt. Okay, let me try. Yep. Then you get the demo 1123 demo 234. Dot slash is current directory. Okay, so this is a subfolder data in the same directory. Okay, so let's say another case scenario. What if it's a parent? Okay, another outside Python, right? So this is a Python folder. So I want to go one level up. So d/Python, I want to go one level up. How to go one level up? Use dot slash. Okay, so dot slash. So let's say in my D drive, I have a folder called okay, maybe a folder called WAD, right? So I'm gonna new another file here called a1.txt. So how do I refer to a1.txt? So a1.txt, I just put in some text ABC. All right, so I just proceed. So this is a1.txt in d/WAD. Right, currently where is my location? d/Python. So if I'm at d/Python, I go one level up. What do I go to? D colon. So I'm in d/Python, correct? Currently, so I want to go one level up. It will become D. So from D, I want to go another subfolder. I just slash the WAD, right? So if I want to go one level up, okay, I can do this. Dot slash. So one level up. D/Python, go one level up, you go to D colon. Okay, D drive. So from there, I want to go to my WAD, then I slash WAD slash the file name that I want to open a1.txt, right? Something like that. Okay. So open. Oh, sorry. Yeah, open. Okay. Right. So if I run it, I'll get ABC, which is the file in a1.txt. Right. So you can from relative, right? You can go So this is the, let's say you have the lines, right? This is a list. So if you're just interested in printing out to see the contents inside the list, well, yeah, you can just print it out. You'll see the square brace of this. Okay. This one is just looping in line by line. Okay. So this is how you do open from the parent, dot slash dot slash folder. So you can refer to a file using relative or absolute. So this is dependent on you. That's the developer, the coder, you decide what. You want to refer to a file using relative or absolute, which one makes more sense? And you do it accordingly. Okay. So from here, let me show you how you can copy a file. So let's say I open up, okay, am I back to the, okay, let's say I open up demo file.txt. I want to write this to another file. It could be in the same folder, could be another folder, up to you. You just, when you open that time, right, you must specify the right path. Okay, so let's say I'm writing to my current folder, so I can create another so-called my file2. So my file2 will represent my output file. So I can open in another location, okay, or the current folder, right? Let's say on the right to demo file2 dot demo file copy dot txt. Okay, so let's say I open up this one. Before is read write, so I can use W to write. Okay, so now I just want to transfer. So to transfer, I can perhaps just do a file2 dot write. Okay, yeah, this is one way. Yeah, one thing I forgot to do at the end, I should just close it. Okay, okay. So I can do a file dot close, file2 dot close at the end. So this one is just rewriting the lines that I have written read in, right out by doing a file2 dot write. So I write the lines to another file. That's all. Read lines, write lines. In fact, I think you can, let's try. I think you can also use this way. If you just want to just copy. Write lines. Okay. Write lines will be taking the lines. Yeah. So I can also do that. Okay. So the reading part, I'm just still reading. So now after I run this, right, file2 dot write lines, right, I will get a second file called demo file copy. Let me try to look for it. Yeah, demo file copy. The same. The exact copy of the demo file. So after you run this one, right, it will actually write out the contents in, okay, from the first file to the second file. After you call file2.write lines. So actually in a sense copying some data across. Okay. So you can use this way to copy some information from one file to the other. Okay. Any question? Anything else? So this is my second file. This is my first file. This is my second file. So I open the first file for reading by default. File 2 I open for writing. Okay. So now I read in all the lines from the first file. So all the data from the first file is transferred to a string array called lines. All right. Then after that, this part is just printing out for me to see line by line. This one is writing the lines that I've read in from file 1. Now I write out to file 2. So I call file2.writeLine. Okay, so file 2 will now have the content that is coming from the lines array list. Okay, the list itself. Yeah, stash W will be override. Correct. So this will not work. Line 17 will have an issue with just open it for reading. Yeah. Okay. So you want to write, you have to make sure this is either the R plus or the R plus can read and write. Okay. Otherwise, by default, it's only reading. It cannot allow you to write. Okay. Yeah. So this is the first part. So later I'll show you how you can make sense of a CSV file in a while, and then how to put it inside a object, so in a class object. Okay. So we are basically done reading. So next one we'll be looking at something called comma separator. So comma separator. You can think of it in the Excel format. Or yeah. Yeah, maybe I remove this one. Doesn't confuse you. Delete. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Row 1A, row 1B, row 1C. Right. Row 2A, 2B, 2C. Row 3A, 3B, 3C. So if you have that, so this is someone to input information. Right. So you can use Python to read this in easily and process it. Okay. So the format probably will depend on how you encode the CSV file. So assume we have a file that contains something So let's take a look. So let me copy this into another file. So come back to my Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to create a new file, a new CSV file. I'm going to right click, new file. So I call this marks stats.txt. Okay. So mark stats will contain something like this, right? Okay. So this is my CSV file. Sorry, I should name it as CSV better. The extension does not matter. .txt, .csv will work, but this is actually a CSV file, comma separated. Okay. So this is my mark stats.csv. This is the data inside my mark stats CSV. So I have the name, comma, marks. This is something like the header that to tell me, what is stored inside this file. So the name of the student, the marks, the name of student, the marks, the name of the student, the marks, etc. Okay. So with this, right, how do I process it? All right. So we can read in the file in the same way we can call read lines or read line or whatever. Then after that, we can process it line by line. So let's say I want to find the average. I want to find the total sum of the marks. I can also do it in this way. Okay, so how do I do that? Move on. So I'm going to create a new file. So I call this marks analyzer.py. Okay. So marks stats, this will read in. Marks analyzers.py is the name of my file, right? So I need to read in this CSV file. So how to read in? Let's proceed. So usual open. So I'm using the relative, right? So I call this mark stats CSV. Okay, so I follow the exact name. So mark stats.csv. All right. So by default, this will be in read mode. Okay, not write but read mode. So open this file. All right. So now I have a file handler to the file itself. Right now I will try to read in. Nice. The format, right? Okay, you can use the for I in range 1, comma, the length of the list. That's one way. But given that I know the format, I want to skip the first line. If let's say I want to skip the first line, another way of doing it would be I will call file.readline. Okay, this is one way. I say there's many way. So this will read the first line. Okay, so it's like a stream like that. After you read the first line, right? Let's say I read the rest of the lines. Okay, let me print out first to let you see. Okay, let's see what we get. Open. So after I read the first line, what happens? This is like a file stream like that. So after I read the first line, line 1 has been read. So what are the lines left? Line 2 to line 5. So when I call, okay, file.read lines, right, you'll read second line onwards. Right? First line read already. So what is remaining? Second line all the way to the rest of the whole file. So when I call read lines that time, right, I'm actually reading second line onwards because the first read line will retrieve the first line. So this will get me second line onwards when I call read lines. You get it, right? So this is the whole file. When I call read line is processed already. So what is left in the file? Line 2 to the last line that I haven't read. So when I call read lines here, right, in line 5, you'll read the remaining, which is line 2 onwards. Right? So when I print the lines, you'll notice something like this lah. John, 60/n, Mary, 75/. So this is line 1. As you can see here, there's a /n. Alright, there's a /n. So we may want to remove it. Because we are doing the processing, right? We want to retrieve the 60. We don't want to retrieve 60/n. So I will for each of the data lines, right? For each of the line data, I will replace the /n with empty string. Okay, so single quote or double quote is the same down here. You want to use single, you want double, is the same. So this will replace all the new line. You see here, the /n with nothing. This is basically throwing out the /n. So /n is a new line. Next, right, after I trim out or take out the /n, I can process it, right? So I'm going to use something called okay, so I call this each of the column. So I do a data dot split. Okay, so when I split, right, I will provide the symbol or the text or whatever that I want to split that line of data. Okay. So currently I'm reading in line by line, right? So when I look at first line, for example, I'll get John, 60. So what is happening? Split will cut the line using what we call splitting by what line? So what we do so QLS here will be representing the data. After I cut, if I have a line John, 60, SP, after I cut with comma, this will be my John will be my row, 60 will be x1, so it's like split is like cut. Okay, so cut according to what? The symbol that you supply here. So this will depend on how your data is formatted. So the symbol is a bar sign in your assignment, right? Then you replace with, let's say, a bar sign. Okay, but down here my CSV file I use comma to split. Also can. So let's say you use space John space, and your delimiter will be like that, space. So when I look at the space, you'll cut. Okay. So yeah, depends on your format. So in this scenario, right, like John, 60, right, I can retrieve the name by calling column square brace 0. The first one, index 0. Then my mark will be column square brace 1. Read line by line. So when I read the first line, I'll get the index 0 will be the name of the person, index 1 will be the mark obtained by user accordingly. So I can retrieve it. So everything that's retrieved will be in the format of what? A string. All right. So if you want to convert it to, let's say, a number, you can convert. So my marks can be maybe a float. Okay. If let's say I have 0.5 lah, 60.5, 80.5. Okay. Then I do a float bracket, columns, square brace 1. Okay. So if let's say I want to calculate the average marks, I want to calculate total marks, right? Can I? Yes, of course. So I can declare something called maybe a total, right? And total plus equals to mark, my marks. Okay. So marks will equal to float column square brace 1. Total will be equal to total plus marks. So I accumulate, right? Okay. So I can print out maybe the total. And maybe I can print out the average. Okay, something like that. All right. I can do simple calculation in this way. Okay. So after I do this, I basically have the total, also have the average. So total divided by the length of the lines, this right will give me the length of lines will give me the number of records inside your lines. This. Okay. So if I were to run this now, okay, I'll get total is 300. The average is 75.0. Okay. Okay, 75. 83 plus 82 plus 75 plus 60. 155 plus 165. 135 plus 165. Okay, 135 plus 165 will get me. So it's correct. So 300 divided by 4. Alright, so the average is 75 marks. So I can write a simple program to do some analysis or what of the CSV file to read in the data, to process the second. All this can do something like that for this case here. Any question for this portion here? Yeah. Okay. I tried a bit now. So last week we did this movies thing, right? So let's say I want to incorporate the some file reading to it. So how to do it? Let me try to demo it. Let me find. Yeah, movie.py and movie app, right? So last week we did something like that. Movie.py, movie app.py. So currently the data in my movie app folder. So when I create a movie, so what the requirements is that you need to read in a text file, then from there you create. So let me using this mini example. You can use it as a reference for your assignment. Okay. So now, right, assume that I have some data in another file. So this other file, I will call it, okay, this other file, I'll call it movie data demo.txt. Okay, so I'm gonna throw in, what do I have? Let's say the movie name. Okay. All right, something like that. So maybe even the third one, say, okay, let's say I throw in some information inside. So this is my separator, right? I mean, you can easily change the separator. So let's say my separator is let's try something else. Okay, let's say my separator is this symbol. How do I do it? Okay, so you have to just do some, okay, say this is my separator, right? So this is my movie data demo.txt. So it only contains two things. The name of the movie and maybe a short description. So what is separating the movie and the description is a symbol, the greater than symbol. So how to split the data, how to what is the symbol to use to do the splitting, the cutting, right? It's dependent on the data file given to you. Okay, so in the assignment is the bar sign, the bar, okay, that straight line thing. Okay, so you just supply accordingly. So given this example, okay, my movie data demo, let's take a look at my movie app. So currently this thing is hard coded. How to make it not hard coded? Okay, so based on what you know, right? So I'm gonna pick out this part. So I'm not gonna hard code the information. So the information will depend on the file already. All right. So based on what you know, okay, the top part I just retain it. So I need to open the file, right? So this file is what? Movie data demo.txt. Movie data demo.txt. I'm opening it for reading, so I don't have to supply R or supply W. By default is reading. So I just open the file. Then I need to assign it to a file handler object, right? So I say file equals to open movie data demo.txt, right? So after that, what do I need to do? I need to read in the lines, right? So I just call file dot read lines. Okay, file dot read lines. So this will read everything into a list. So now I have a list of text now. A list of many lines of text. So you read in all the lines from your movie data demo. Yeah. So after reading it, what do you need to do? Your for loop, right? So you process line by line for each data in the lines, for each line of data. Okay. So usual, I have this slash n thing that I need to remove, so I can call data equals to data dot replace. Let's say slash n replace with empty string. Okay. So after replace the slash n, I already have the raw data, right? What is the next step I need to do? I need to read, right? To retrieve each of the column data. Okay. So I'll call data dot read. So what is the symbol that I'm using inside here? This symbol, greater than symbol. So this will depend on whatever I specified. So this is my greater symbol. Okay. Okay, the greater symbol. So what do I have? I have the title that comes from column 0, right? So maybe the second one, the description, the movie description comes from column 1. Okay, so I have my title, I have my description. All right. So how do I create my movie object? M equal movie. Okay. So what do I need to supply? The title and the description. So this is a mini movie object. Your assignment, you have things like the price, etc. Okay, the category, the price, etc. So you need to supply all this information and modify your movie class accordingly. Okay, so I'm just giving you some framework to build upon. So you can, if you understand it, to do the file reading and the creation of the movie class should be quite doable. Okay. So from here, sorry, my list movies need to go up first. Okay, before I can use it, so my list of movies, I just move it up. So I'll do a list movies dot append m. That's all. Okay. So you can see here, I'm reading in a file, then using the data inside the file to populate my movie, my list of movies. Right. So the data contained in this program will depend on the content of the file itself. Right. So if I were to run it now, okay, so if I were to run it, let me just save it. Let's say I do a Python movie app.py. So the list of movies are Avengers 96 Mission Impossible. So I'm reading the presenting the list rating movie. So we're going to modify. Okay. Last time was just that list of the list of lists, 2D array or what, 2D list. Okay, so this time, right, okay, you are creating a list of movies that contain movie objects this time. Okay, so I hope that will get you started on the, some of the new stuff that I need to implement for. So, that now. Okay, last thing, yep, bar dot close. Okay, then you close the bar string. Can see, right? Okay, so things are a bit more dynamic. If I want to add in a new movie, okay, exam or what, some movie, okay, let's say, then I save it. Okay, you'll notice, as expected, right? After I add this, the list of movie will change. So it will reflect what is from the. So then if I go and change the text different. So it makes different. You pair with your program, you run it, right? You, yeah. Depending, I change the text file, right? The code. So some things to take note, the delimiter. This is the delimiter that I'm talking about. So when you're looking at the assignment, the delimiter is different. So when you do a dot split, you just change to the right symbol. And your index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, you just extract the code to create your movie object. Okay, so it has things like the price or what, additional info. You can come it in by, of course, you need to change your movie. So you may have what, get price, set price, whatever. Then you self dot underscore underscore price equals to price. Take it more. Okay, then you create that time. You will also modify accordingly. So column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3. So extract it accordingly. Okay, yeah. Okay. So you can process, then you check. This is a similar concept. So bring provide the file name. So if it's in the same location, then you just set the name of the file. Okay, so you open like here data2.txt. Read in all the lines, then you extract, then you close it. Okay, So we are using this thing called the split function. So we split according to any your delimiter. So by default, it's a space. You can change it to something. So just now we do the dot split bracket double quote. Let's say the greater than sign, double quote or comma or whatever. So you supply the corresponding symbol you want to split. Okay. So we'll split all the occurrences. So not one, not two, not three. Doesn't care. So if I have, let's say in here, you cut one time, you have two items. Three items. Cut three times, you have four. So split. Okay. That symbol. And after that, it will be 0, 3. Okay, so you just take the whole thing, then cut, and see how many parts you get the cutting. Okay, so this is the split, right? So in this example, if I split, right, 0 will be high, index 1 will be ho ho ho, index 2 will be hello. So you cut by comma. So you cut here, so you get 3 items. Cut 2 times, you get 3 items. So you take it as though you're slicing out. Okay, from left to right. All right. So as you can see here, many ways to do the same thing. So another way is to use the in range. First index. First line is actually the name, comma, marks. Okay, so you start from 1 because you want to skip the first line. Okay, another way is what? Many ways. Okay, it's really, up to your preference as long as you do the same. After cutting each of the parts, fruit, you need to convert. Okay, so split will always return you a string list, Okay, same for read lines. Everything that's read or read line or what, every line that's being read is taken as a string. Okay, so if you want to convert to number, what you need to do your own conversion by calling your int float. Okay, so we mark greater than 80, then you increase the count, then append to the list. This is what it's doing. Then down here, it finally print out the list of students with score greater or equals to 80. That's all. Okay. All right, so file writing is basically you just need to open the file for writing and write some. You can do things to the end. So you do a tab-view, you will be rewrite the whole thing. So the old data in a sense is like being being deleted. Okay, at the end of it, you just close the file. This is the absolute path. You can use relative or use absolute. So just now I show you This part, right? Yeah. Okay, last time I show you, if you need a slash slash for the escape character. Another way as the slide show is that you add a R here. Then you don't need the double slash. Okay. So again, there are many ways to do the same thing. So the slide here show another way. You use as you put the R in front, you don't need to do a slash slash or colon slash slash. Escape character. You will interpret as a escape character. Okay. So this one is just open the par for writing. Then you print out the text by calling file.write. So you write out to C drive greetings.txt. So this is a absolute par. Okay. So currently we have seen how you can read and write a text file, right? I'm going to show you how I can read and write a Excel file. Okay, this is just something extra for your own information if you're interested. So besides reading a text file, right? Reading an Excel file is also quite simple. This library, yeah, Excel PYPX. Okay, read Excel file in Python. PY search is the open PYXL. Um, okay, this library. Okay, PYXL. This is a Python library to read and write XLS file. So I'm going to show you a quick demo. If you want, you can also do a search for it. They'll teach you. There's a simple tutorial to teach you how to read from a Microsoft Excel file. So besides talking about the CSV file, another file that you may now work with in Office or what might be a Excel file. So I'll do a demo to show you how I can read in data from Excel. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is that you need to do a pip install. Okay, open PYXL, right? Yeah. Okay, you need to run this command. I already have it. Pip install open PYXL. So you run this, you press enter, you basically download the library, right? Okay. So you install, set up the library as okay, pip install PYXL. Okay. So this is a external library that helps you read in and process Excel file. Alright, so pip install, let it run, should be quite fast. You need internet now, of course. Okay, so after that, let me look at the demonstrate to you US. Okay, so we get a workbook active. Okay, so once this is done, let's create a new file. So I call this read cell.py. Okay, so we first have to do import. So we need to import my thing. Okay, we'll create the file in a while. So we will supply the file name. And after that, we can specify which workbook that we're looking at, worksheet. Okay. So I have actually have this file ready called sample data. Let me show you. Give me 1 minute. Sample data. Okay. So I created this Excel spreadsheet with some data here. So we have the name, the admin number, the marks of the student. So assume I have a spreadsheet, with some data. So this is a Excel spreadsheet, not a CSV file, not a text file. Okay. So how am I going to read this? Okay. So the spreadsheet, I call it this worksheet is called student data. Okay. Student data. All right. So if you have Excel, you may want to try to create same file. So this is the Excel sheet. At the bottom, I name this as student. This is my sheet. All right. So you need this file to try out this demo. Yeah. So you can just open up Excel and create a simple spreadsheet that looks like this. All right. So now just copy this file to my Python folder. So I just Control C, my D drive, then my Python, paste it in, just replace it. So this is my simple file, student data. Okay. So I will import this function called load workbook. All right. So this is how it looks like. So the workbook is basically your Excel file. So a book contains all the spreadsheet, the worksheet. Okay. So that's the terminology used. So from Open PyXL, the external library that you downloaded, you import this function called load workbook. Okay. So load workbook will read in a file name, sample data.xls. Okay, your Excel spreadsheet. And this file I'm actually targeting from my workbook, right? I look for a worksheet called student data. Okay. Now let's do a simple print first. Simple data that 1 minute. Sample file. Sorry, it's sample file. Wrong name. So the file name is sample file.xls. I'm loading the worksheet called student data. So from where? From here. So this is my sample file.xls. This is my worksheet student data, because I can create different worksheet. So now I need to tell the application to load which worksheet from the workbook. Okay, so it's loading the whole Excel spreadsheet, and this one is loading in the workbook for student data. And from there, I'm trying to print out the A1 dot value. So what is A1? Is the name. B1, B1. Okay. A2, A3, A4, B2, B3, B4, C2, C3, C4. Right. So you can refer to a particular column using the column name. Alright. So let me see what I can do with it. So let's say I know that it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Alright. So let's say I start with B. Yeah. Let me do a bit of code. In my data sheet, right, I assume that I have a certain rule to it. So I'm going to just enter all the student marks, etc. until, I will fill up A1, B1, B2, B3. Okay, sorry, A2, B2, B3. Then after that, C1. Sorry, I'm talking. Okay, let's look at the sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up data from the top to the bottom. So when I finish with all the students, right, the last line will basically be blank. Okay, so the last line will actually be blank. So I'm going to write some code to try to read in the data until I notice that from my A2 onwards, right, until I reach a blank. So when I reach a blank, I know that the data has been fully processed. Okay, so I'll just I'll enter, let's say, all the data of the student until the last record. So the last record will be blank. Okay, after the last record, it will be blank. So like line number 6 here is B. So I write some code to try to read from A2 all the way to AX. Okay, A with some number whereby this number is empty, then I'll stop. You know what I mean, right? So I just keep on reading until I detect an empty line here. Okay, so this is the strategy I try to employ lah. So let's see. Okay, my start one. My start column. Sorry, B lah. Okay, A is actually the name, the header column. So I start from B. Yeah. So I increase when the value is empty, it will be now. Let me try something. If I print A10, see what I get. Okay, none. So if it's empty, you actually print out the value NONE. This is what I can observe. So if I try to print, let's say A10, right? Okay, A10 has no data. What did my program print out? Print out none. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to detect for the presence of this none key. All right. Wait, current cell. Well, current cell. Okay, so while the current cell to A2, A3, A4, start from A2 all the way downwards. My current cell is start column A, current cell will be A2. Then I'll read let's say I want to try to calculate the total average score again, right? So let's say I have a total equals to 0. Okay, my objective here is to calculate the total score, let's say. Okay, so I need to come up with a logic to do that, right? So why it's not now? Okay, then and my current cell would be equals to start column plus start row plus equal 1 plus start row. Okay, something like this. Then my marks, right, would be equals to the C plus start row. Okay. Thing. Okay. Dot U. Then the whole thing I do a float, right? Total plus equals to marks. Print total. Okay, let me try this first. 344. I think it should be. Okay, something like this. So what I'm trying to do, right, I'm trying to read the sales value to check that it's not none. So if it's not none means that I can continue reading to the next row. So I'll be detecting using from A2 onwards. So in the loop, right, what I'm doing is I read A2, A3, check whether A3 is none or not. If not, I go to A4. Then after that, I go to A5. When I reach A6, I notice that it's done. None, right, I'll actually stop. Okay, so each row that I process, I'll retrieve C plus the current row I am currently at. So initially, you can see here, right, my start row is 2. So as I read like C2, right, I will go to the next row. So my start row, I add 1. Okay, so my current cell will become A plus, let's say, A3. So when I come to the end A3, I look back, I check, is A3 not equals to none? If it's not equals to none, I go in and read the C3, which contains the value of the marks. That is what I'm doing here. Okay, this portion here. So actually creating a kind of a logic to do some processing. So I move from A2. If A2 is not none, I will retrieve C2, which is the marks. Then I'll move to A3. right? So the third row, then I check with A3 is not none, I'll retrieve the value of marks at C3. Then I move to A4. So A4 again is not none, I'll retrieve the value of C4. Then I move to A5, right? So I move row by row. So at A5 still not none, right? I retrieve the value of C5. Then I plus 1, then I go to A6. So A6 now is none. So I'll stop the code already. I will have by that time, right, retrieve the total marks. Okay, this way. So you want to find the average, I can set a count, B1. Okay, so when I come in here, I finish the processing, I'll set count plus equals to 1. And this part, I'll just print a total divide by count. Find the average. Okay, something like that. Okay, the average is 86. Alright, 86. So you add this and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, you get 86. Okay, 344 divided by 4. In this way. So effectively, this just shows you a probable, maybe a possible. That's right. It's quite easy to read from a spreadsheet by using this OpenPy or Excel. You just need to import the log workbook, then load in the particular file name. Okay. So after you load in the particular file name, you'll go on to select your worksheet. Your worksheet. Okay. So the worksheet is this thing. All right. So you can have multiple worksheets. Let's say I have a student data 2, student data 3. I can specify which worksheet I'm trying to retrieve by calling WB web brace the name of the work. Right. So once I selected the worksheet, right, this is my worksheet. Then I will say which range I want to read. So one way is that I can tell you the exact cell that I want to read. So the cell will be like A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, C1, C2, etc. Right? So this part of the logic, of course, is dependent on what you're trying to do. Roughly, that is how you can, read with some data entered, from your organization. And continue. Okay. Of course, this is just the basics lah. If you want to explore more, I guess down here they have other things right? That you can even create charts inside your Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so this OpenPy Excel can even do things like creating a bar chart. You can play around with it. That's actually quite powerful. You can do some data analysis with it. Okay, you can create a chart, in fact, create different type of charts. Line chart, scatter, pie chart by modifying the spreadsheet. All right. Okay. So if you want to try it or what, you can experiment with it. Or if you are interested in data analytics stuff, right? Okay. So there's this library, work with libraries like pandas and numpy. This is for those data science analysis. Okay, you have the last set of data set in your Excel spreadsheet. On to make sense of it, you can use or panda numpy to help you do some analysis. Okay, so this is actually quite a interesting library. All right, you can, if you're interested, you want to try it, go ahead. So what I show is just really the basic. Okay, so there are even other more interesting things you can do with it. All right, using the data to draw a chart or what. Okay, so you can, if you want, you can just go to the OpenPyXL, okay, their website, and read the documentation and go through the tutorials if you want. Okay, OpenPyXL. Read the docs.io. All right, so the website for those of you who are interested. Okay, otherwise, you won't be tested on Excel anyway. Okay? So assignment, you also don't need to do it in this way. But of course, if you want to work with Excel, also can. I mean, I can take it as a extra feature if you want to try it. Okay, so you can store the movie data in an Excel spreadsheet and try to do something with it. Okay. Okay, so we are almost done with this chapter. So one more self practice. So assume you have a file marks.txt containing data of students with his or her name, admin number, and marks. Okay, process the file and write out the admin number or names of students who failed their module. Right. So let's just go through one more example. This one before we have a break. So this is a sample file. Okay, so I'm going to copy this to marks.txt. Okay, so just create a new file called marks.txt and I paste this in. Alright, so my file got only 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm supposed to do what? Find the student with the print the admin number and names of students who fill their modules. Okay, so fill means less than 50. So we assume as long as they are less than 50, I print out the name. So I'm doing something like a mini analyzing of the data. Okay, analysis of the data. So the process is quite similar. So let us create a file. Okay, so this will be process student marks.py. Okay, so we'll just create a file. I call this process student marks.py. So the file is called marks.txt, right? As per usual, we want to read in a file. File equals to open file name marks.txt. Okay, so I open this for file reading. All right, open this for file reading. Then I will process it line by line. So what I'm going to do, okay, same old stuff. Lines equals to file dot read lines. Okay. So let's take a look at the file structure. So I'm going to read in line by line. Then I'm going to split it using a comma. 0 is the name. 1 is the admin. Index 2 is basically the marks. All right. So I'll just do a for loop for data in lines. Okay. For each of the data row, I will do a data equals to data dot replace dash n with empty to take out the new line. Then I will extract out the data columns, okay, by calling data.split, comma. Okay, so comma delimiter is my comma. So the first column is basically the name. Second column is the admin number. And lastly, the marks will be the last column, called COLS raised 2. So again, you can do an in or float. The data that we have is all rounded to the integer. So I can do an int if I want to, right? So I get the marks also. So I have the name, I have the admin, I have the marks. Okay. Name, admin, marks. Right? Then after that, what will we do next? We'll check the marks, right? If the marks is less than 50, means that the student has failed, right? The bracket is optional. Sometimes I just put bracket. Okay, so if marks is less than 50, then I know that this student failed, so I may want to print out the name plus the admin number. Maybe I just print the students who fail are that's all. Okay, so at the end, I'm done with the whole thing. I just do a far dot close. Done. So the logic is actually quite similar. You look at the code. Open the file, read in all the lines, and do processing. So the processing you can use the Python. So as you process each of the line, you replace the slash n, the new line, slash n at the end. Then after that, I can split by the delimiter. In this case, it's the comma, right? Then I can retrieve the name. In this case, 0 will be the name. Admin is the 1, marks is the 2. Okay, so you just retrieve from each of the column accordingly. So once this is done, yeah, just do a Python process student marks.py. So the students who fail are Jack and Mary down here. Okay, then you get this basically done. Okay, and close the file. That's how you want to process this data and you modify accordingly. Okay, so we are almost done this chapter. So you can also work with file items using the with. All right. So you do some auto cleanup for you in case you forget. All right. Okay. So we are done with this chapter. Any questions regarding the file input? For the assignment, you need to maybe movie. So that if you understand the degree, that settle one part of the program. Reading in the creation of the movie object, create that part. Alright. So the rest is actually structuring some of the code into part. So we'll have a short break. After come back, we'll try one question before we break for the day. Okay, so we start around another maybe go for 5 to 10 minutes break. Okay, then come back. We just try one practical today. And if you have any questions, you can check with me. Alright, so I'll see you in a while.